Most people think they understand the Mini Cooper. A small car, a cute car, a city car. But here's the strange part. The moment you actually drive one, you realize something feels completely different. And it's not what most people expect. Because this little car was never really built to be small. It was built to be fun. And once you understand why, the entire Mini Cooper story starts to make sense. The Mini Cooper didn't become famous because it was powerful. It didn't become famous because it was luxurious. It became famous because it made driving feel alive again. Back in the day, when most cars were getting bigger and heavier, something unusual happened. A tiny British car started embarrassing much bigger sports cars. Not on straight highways, but on twisting roads, corners, mountain roads, city streets. And suddenly people realized something shocking. Speed isn't always about horsepower. Sometimes it's about feeling. And that feeling is exactly what the Mini Cooper still protects today. The first time you sit behind the wheel of one, something feels different. The steering feels sharper. The car feels lighter. The road feels closer. Almost like the car and the driver are having a conversation. Most modern cars isolate you from the road. The Mini Cooper does the opposite. It pulls you into the experience. And that's intentional. Because the engineers behind this car never wanted it to feel like transportation. They wanted it to feel like a toy, but a very serious toy. Now here's where things get interesting. People often underestimate this car because of its size. They look at it and think, cute little hatchback. But what they don't realize is how cleverly it's built. The engine is small, yes, but it's turbocharged, which means the moment you press the accelerator, the response feels immediate, not overwhelming, but quick, surprisingly quick. And because the car itself is lightweight, every bit of power feels stronger than expected. This creates a strange illusion. On paper, it might not sound like a supercar, but behind the wheel, it feels fast, and that's exactly the magic. The Mini Cooper isn't trying to dominate highways. It's designed for the places where driving becomes exciting. Tight corners, narrow streets, short bursts of acceleration. And here's the part most people don't notice until later. The balance. Many engineers spent years perfecting how the car shifts weight when turning. So when you enter a corner, something almost playful happens. The car grips, the steering talks, and suddenly you realize you're smiling, even if you didn't expect to. But driving isn't the only reason people fall in love with this car. There's also something about its personality. Most modern cars try to look aggressive. Sharp lines, huge grills, angry headlights. The Mini Cooper took a different path. It stayed friendly. Rounded headlights, compact body, simple proportions. And somehow, it became iconic. You can spot a Mini Cooper from far away, even if you're not a car person, even if you know nothing about cars. That kind of design recognition is extremely rare. But here's another detail many people miss. Despite being compact outside, the interior feels surprisingly clever. Everything inside is arranged in a way that makes the driver feel in control. The steering wheel sits comfortably. The dashboard has its unique circular theme. Controls feel playful but intentional. It's almost like the car is reminding you, driving should never feel boring. And that philosophy extends beyond the interior. Even the sound of the engine has been tuned to feel energetic. Not loud, not obnoxious, but alive. And this matters more than people realize, because sound changes how a car feels emotionally. And Mini understands that perfectly. Now let's talk about something unexpected. Ownership. Most people assume a fun car must be difficult to live with. But the Mini Cooper surprises people here too. It's small enough for tight parking spaces, efficient enough for daily driving, and practical enough for everyday life, which creates a strange situation. You're driving a car that feels like a weekend toy, but you can use it every single day, and that's where the real charm appears. Because every drive becomes slightly more interesting. Even small trips feel different. Now here's the question many people ask. Why do Mini Cooper owners stay loyal to the brand? Why do so many people buy another one after selling their first? The answer is simple. Emotion. Most cars focus on transportation. Mini focuses on experience. And once people experience that playful, connected driving feeling, it becomes difficult to replace. That's why the Mini Cooper continues to exist even in a world filled with SUVs, electric vehicles, and massive luxury cars. Because some drivers still want something else. Something smaller. Something lighter. Something that makes every corner feel like a tiny adventure. And strangely enough, this little yellow hatchback still manages to deliver exactly that. Not with brute force, not with overwhelming power, but with personality, with character, with joy. And in a world where many cars are starting to feel the same, that might be the most powerful feature of all.